because it's an ugly community. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve Omi update video. We'll go over to Cat as well, just because we will. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello, Dashie. Hello, Dashie. I'm gonna open the window because it is a little warm in here. There we go. So we have a couple of things to go over today. I know everyone is lying in wait for me to speak. So let's go over, get the DCAT stuff out of the way first, because DCAT, it's up 10% on the day, up to about a $1.62 million market cap. So shout out to them for that. I'm sorry, 9.79% on the day, but still pretty good. But yeah, let's take a look at the OMI. I don't think this would have really affected OMI that much, just because OMI is, this is more MCP, and even though they are marrying them, like again, like what are you going to be able to use at bronze tickets? Obviously, you're going to have the ability to craft, and you're going to have the ability to go and use OMI to most likely get the bronze tickets, and you could use that for more MCP points. I don't think you're going to be able to use your MCP points for bronze tickets. It seems like the OMI utility is going to be able to use that bronze tickets to go get more MCP. Because now, for the first time ever, we go and we have it do be a little warm. Now, for the first time ever, I don't know why I have a hole in my shirt. I think it's when I try to take it off. Anyway, we're going to be able to use our MCP points. Now, this is not saying every single drop from now on is going to get that. It's just we're going to start with Juggernaut. And be advised, with Juggernaut, this is not like a crazy good comic. Like, this is not like a grail. First appearance, it's great. We love it. Juggernaut's really cool. He's a staple in the X-Men community. He's a cool villain. He's in the movies. He's fun. Whether it was X-Men, the 90s animated series, or X-Men 97 that they're coming out with. We haven't seen them in the movies in a while. We'll likely get him in like a Secret Wars or something like that, or in some of the X-Men movies that's coming out. But yeah, so this isn't something that you're like, I'm going to spend 100,000 points on. I would spend, God, I mean, if we're getting like whatever points you get per day, and again, this is just a test. This is not something to put all your points on. Like, I'm gonna do, like, I have 800,000 points. I'm not gonna go and put in like 1,000. I'll put in like a couple thousand points. If I'm getting 1,800 a day. But again, this is, so when you take a look at the comic, it's like 10,000 editions with 10, for $10 each. It's like, okay, this is a really cool comic, but is it worth 10,000 editions? 10 gems each. I don't think so. But the fact that they're going and using this to test this out on is really cool. So again, you want to go and test this out on something that's good that people are going to get, but not something that's so good that people are going to, ram up all their points. And then God forbid, there's some bugs that need to be worked out. It doesn't work. Then you just really hecked up a really good grail drop. So now that we're doing this, if it messes up and if there's some bugs, which let's face it, most likely will be, it's not going to be that big a deal. It's not going to be a huge, I messed up this particular, this comic where, it's $10. It's not going to sell out. Because again, you're not going to be able to use MCP points for the whole thing. Like if 10,000 or 11,000 people went and tried to get it, only, like 3,000, there's only a portion of these comics that are going to go for MCP points. So that's going to be like that for most of these drops. Now let's say they give out like 3,000 for MCP points, today, or not today, in a couple of days for the Juggernaut drop. That is going to be it's not going to be 3,000 for everything. Like we have a Marvel Mighties thing, there's not going to be just 3,000. It's probably just going to be a percentage of what the drop is. So whatever it is, let's say it's like 30%, give or take. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but let's get to the all right. So first off, shout out to Mac on Deck and Veve. They had sold about $40,000 worth of product today, sold out in seconds. That was beautiful. But let's go to the Veve article here. We'll start off with the X-Men Juggernaut saying, okay, the next offering in Veve digital comic lineup continues with another iconic from Marvel, Uncanny X-Men 1963 number 12, limited edition, fully readable with 5 variant covers. Yes, Juggernaut, blah, blah, blah. First appearance of the unstoppable Juggernaut. It's always awkward to have relatives crash at your place, especially when they're knocking down their walls. First appearance and origin of Professor X's stepbrother, the Juggernaut. Again, 10,000 editions, and you have what is this? $10 per. Okay, so right now it says you're going to have 5,000 MCP points. So that is the minimum MCP priority. That's I'm not gonna lie, that seems like a lot. It, just because it's a comic, it's not that good. I would say if this was a like grailier comic, it was a comic that was like more grail, it might be minimum is 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, whatever. But this is a lot, but be advised, like, okay, well, Chavez, I have 200,000 points. 5,000 is not really a lot. Be advised, everyone that's gotten all the points that we have now, whatever you have, this is the points that you've been accumulating for years. And when eventually, as soon as it starts, let's say this starts officially on March 1st, where from then on, you're going to go and that 6 month clock starts. You have to use all your points in 6 months. So let's say for me, let's say so 180, let's say like 182, times 1800. I'm actually only getting 327,000 points a year. It might feel like I have a lot because I have 800 something thousand, but I need to use those 327,000 points in that 6 month period. Because if you don't, you don't, it's a use or lose. If you don't use it, you lose it. So whatever people are feeling really confident right now because they have several 100,000 points. But be advised, let's say you're not master collector. Let's say you're getting like what do you need, like 850 points for master collector? Let's say you're only getting 700 points a day. How about 183? That's 127,000 points. So, rough back of the napkin math, you're really only getting about 25 drops. If the minimum is 5,000 points, you're really only getting about 25 drops where you can bid just the minimum. And clearly, there's a lot of people that are going to go on and they're going to bid a lot more, especially for the higher end items, especially for those grails. And once that happens, you're going to see these go out really quickly. And then you say, okay, how do we get more MCP points? Then bronze tickets, though. So I'm very, very excited for that. So anyway, 5,000 MCP points. They go about MCP bidding over here, saying, upon entering the drop waitlist, collectors can opt to redeem Master Collector Program points to bid on priority section for a collectible reservation. After a bid is placed, collectors can increase the bid and withdraw their bid until the waitlist closes. At the drop time, the highest bidders will be awarded that collectible. That makes sense. To be purchased using gems. So you're just guaranteed that the MCP points are non-refundable. Let's go to the redeeming points for the Master Collect program. Collectible reservation for the VeVe drop wait list. Oh, this is pretty much the same thing that they had in that article. It's just on its own separate page. Priority bidding is the first benefit that collectors will be able to take advantage of using MCP points. So I really, really like the wording here. Yeah. 95 root beer, so good. But yeah, I really like the wording here because they said it is the first benefit collectors will be, not just like one of, like first, like don't worry. Remember when they had like Pokemon the first movie? Like, okay, you got a lot of balls naming your movie Pokemon the first movie. Like, you might as well go and name it Pokemon. Don't worry, there'll be a crap ton of others. So the first, where is this? First benefit that collectors will be able to do. So you're obviously going to have much more than that. And you know how it works. We just went over that. But be advised that more benefits will follow in subsequent phases, and we will update this article accordingly. So it looks like just redeeming MCP points for collectibles and comics is really just part of phase one. And then phase two, we're likely going to get others because I said as the phases roll out, which kind of goes in line with what I was saying the other day. Phase one is January. Season 0 was in last year. Season 1 is January. Season 2 is going to be April. Season 3 is going to be July, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what I'm really excited about here. And the fact that they say more will follow in the subsequent phases and they'll have updated articles accordingly. I was not expecting this early. I really wasn't expecting this for another couple months from now. But the fact that we're getting this now, and I know it's just a test. It's not saying that we're going to happen for every single drop. We will have it for every drop, but it's not going to be right away. This is just a test. I would give it another month or so before it's fully rolled out. Because back in the day whenever they do stuff, they try it a little bit at a time. Like, we didn't have the marketplace for like several hours after a drop. We didn't have it an hour before the drop, and we didn't have that marketplace until like hours afterwards. And then it just became, okay, 1 hour. And then it just became like 30 minutes. And then finally the marketplace was open at all times. So that was really, really exciting in order to get that done. So in this way, like I said, in the same way. So upon entering the waitlist drop, collectors can redeem. All right, I already went over that. Time drop highest bidders. At this point, users' MCP points are deducted from their MCP points balance. if users decide to not make a purchase, their MCP points will not be refunded. So you could go and be like, hey, I'm just want to see if I go and get it. You put like 20,000 points on. And if you go put those 20,000 points on and then you just decide not to buy it, you say like, you know, say goodbye to your MCP points. So do not bid unless you are sober. Do not bid unless you are of sound mind, not taking on any like NyQuil medication. If a collector is not successful in securing a collectible reservation using priority bidding, the MCP points will also not be, oh, no, they will not be deducted. Okay, so it only gets deducted if you're selected. Okay. These collectors are considered in the waitlist entry pool and still have a chance to win the drop via normal waitlist. So this is only just one part of the drop for the MCP points. If you don't get it here, you'll still be able to go for the actual in the normal waitlist, non-MCP point one. That's really cool. No collectors will only be able to secure a single purchase per successful reservation. Additional collectibles will be able to be purchased after the reservation period ends if inventory is available. So this really only works for things like, let's say, like Marvel Mighties that are not going to sell out right away. But in a couple months, it's going to be May. We're going to have a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff. I would really like an Ahsoka collectible. I would really like a Han Solo. I would really like a Chewbacca. I would like a Millennium Falcon. I would like Din Djarin. I would like Grogu. I would like all of these people. Give us some clone troopers. Give us some droids. Give us the good. Give Papa Chavez what he wants. Anyway, collectors will only be able to secure a single person. I read that. Accessories. So this is another one that, remember I was talking about yesterday when that Akomi article came out and it's like, okay, Omi utility, here's the roadmap. I was like, okay, well, they didn't mention VeVeVerse. VeVeVerse has that really big, phase one, only to accessory. The fact that they didn't mention VeVeVerse, like, okay, well, maybe because they didn't mention it, we're not getting it in the next several months. Maybe we're getting it towards the second half of the year, which is a little disappointing. But here in this article, because VeVeVerse isn't necessarily a Komi, even though it does have that Omi aspect to it, here's where they mention it in the Veve article, saying, collectors will also be able to redeem points on various accessories, which will be made available in the Veve store. More information will be released on accessories when the feature is closer to release. So I don't know if they're doing this. Originally, it was supposed to be use your Omi to pay for accessories, and boom, that's it. It's done. It's a quick thing. The Omi goes into the burn wallet and the accessories, as long as it's VVIP or stuff for your VVIP, then boom, you go in and you get it. That's done. It sounds like they're going to take an extra step where they'll say like, okay, you can't immediately use your Omi and burn it and get these accessories. What you're going to have to do is you're going to take your Omi, you're going to use it, spend it on bronze tickets, and then use those bronze tickets to redeem it for MCP points, and then use those MCP points for going and getting the accessories. So it's a really long-winded thing. Like I'll use two examples. One example is we're going back in the day here for Zoe 101, where Logan was in charge of Chase's presidential campaign for class president against Zoe. And he gives everybody Chase bucks. And Zoe's like, you can't hand out money for your candidate. That's illegal. And Logan's like, you're right. You cannot hand out money. What we're doing is we're handing out Chase bucks. It is not legal tender, but it is redeemable at any school store. So he was buying votes really just with not legal tender, but it was redeemable in certain places. Like it had utility. Another example I'll give is in Young Sheldon, where you have Connie is she runs a gambling room. It gets shut down because people were gambling for money. Well, how do they get around that? They gamble for not money, but they gamble for tickets. And these tickets are used to redeem a stuffed bear. And then the bear is traded in exchange for money. So they are still gambling and they are still getting money. They just have to have a couple of steps in between that. So for whatever reason, it doesn't look like we'll be able to use our Omi to accessory right away. It seems like we're going to have to go take our Omi, buy bronze tickets, use those bronze tickets to trade for MCP tickets, MCP points, and use those points for accessories. So it's just kind of a roundabout way about that. Just another use for Omi. So I'll just read one more time what it said in accessories. Collectors will also be able to redeem points on various accessories, which will be made in the available store. More information on that when the feature is closer to release. So hopefully we get that in Q2. That'd be great. Which gives us like 3, 4-ish months from now. But one of the other things I kind of want to talk about with that is if we go, so here's only bronze tickets, only, and it seems like bronze tickets are going to be like the big thing. I don't know if they have silver and gold tickets that's still on the roadmap in the same way, but that's it. And then there was one more article, I think, or maybe that was it. Master Collector Program. So the Master Collector Program, I think this was written a while ago. Yeah, no, this is April last year. That doesn't mean anything new. Newbie level 0, levels are capped at 100. Okay, that'll be it. Let's go to the questions, and we'll see what we've got, Sean. Matt Jenny says first. What's up, Matt Jenny? Oh, this is not the only. This is not the only announcement they have today. So Veve had a couple of big things. I really should go over the news, because even this morning I tried going over a bunch of news and I just couldn't get through all of it. I think I got through like Tuesday. Oh, maybe I got through Wednesday. Let's see here. Financial. Oh, okay. So Topps community had said, first, we'd like to recognize that the past 12 months have been challenging for the global Web3 community, Topps NFT not excluded. In January 2023, our custodial wallet and market payment solutions suddenly discontinued service. It took us some time to select and migrate to a new vendor, Fortress, and relaunch the platform and marketplace. This was completed in September, and we do appreciate your patience during the transition. But due to regulatory and state laws, we cannot set up Fortress custodial wallets for collectors, at least not based in New York or Texas. Our vendors are working with the states to enable functionality in these locations. Going forward, we are working with our developer to identify platform improvements as the AVAX blockchain and NFT blockchain. NFT technology continues to evolve. We're also continuing our efforts to unlock the alternative marketplace solutions for our collectors, and will provide a timeline update when available. So basically what this all means is that self-custody is not, I don't want to say it seems like it's on its way out, but self-custody seems to be a very big issue for these major companies. Yes, you have a couple of no-name brands that I don't want to say that nobody cares about, but you have a couple of no-name brands that is not really on any radar. These no-name brands are not worried about regulatory clarity, and they're just like, yeah, self-custody, whatever. But a lot of these other big places are just having real issues with it. You know, Veve's not the only one. Topps is just a major brand. It has been for decades. So that's just kind of one of the other things I wanted to go over. I know people are asking for it, but I think McFarlane has self-custody, and like one of the places has self-custody, and it doesn't really help the price at all. And I know that people are saying, well, it's not about the price, it's about going in, you know, what if this goes down? We at least, you know, have ownership of this. I don't know why you're worried about Veve going down, but you know, whatever, to each their own. Yep, I got, when is this coming out? All right, so this is gonna come out on Tuesday. So this is gonna be 30 January. I think January has 31 days, so we'll have that next week. I'll probably go live for that. DCAT, okay. There's been a bunch of, so again, they're all in the midst of France right now. They're all at accessory. People have been partying. People have gone and taken pictures with David Yu. It looks amazing. A lot of gold and silver logos have been redeemed. A lot of those Ron English stuff has been redeemed. So you have a lot of really cool things that are happening. I left my, I don't want to see that. They wrapped up on shooting for Deadpool 3, so we'll get that picture in July, and I also think that we'll get that trailer on the Super Bowl. And another announcement today is going to happen in a couple of hours. David Yu, I don't know if he's going live with Comics and Crypto or if it's just a video that's just premiering at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But that is happening later. I don't know if I'll go live for that, but we shall see. Veve Value says that this just in collaboration with Veve and another amazing company. We're helping make, all right, so Veve Values is helping make that announcement. Very excited for the super pumped to get involved. We're going to be making an announcement tomorrow in an interview with David Yu and Comics and Crypto, Blockchain Comics. This is going to be, I can't wait for that. It's going to be dope. Buddy of mine bought a bunch of Omi. Something I also mentioned yesterday, but I want to go over again. Meet Aria had broke the news saying Grant Warwick, co-founder of Illuvium, has stepped down. You have one of those people from Cryptoids that had stepped down. It just seems like a lot of these people, like even Microsoft straight up went and said, "Hey guys, we're going to shut down our physical division." Let me find that actual quote here that I took, I think this morning or last night. There's a tweet saying Microsoft is laying off the entire physical game department at Xbox. Heckin' wild. Digital. The future is digital. Okay. Now where was I in the rest of this? We had that. Yeah. So founder of Illuvium. I don't know how I feel about that. Someone in the Illuvium. I mean, Ari Realty was skimming the Discord the other day and just didn't look good. So if anyone wants to go and say like, well, actually, X, Y, and Z, Illuvium should be fine. Let me know. Okay, we good? We good? Okay, we're good. Evan Curtis saying utility. Heck yeah. Arjun Garg says, goddamn, finally we get something. And again, this is only one of the things. So again, we had that Akomi announcement yesterday. We had the Veve stuff today. So again, this is just one of the things. There's a lot of other things coming. Slow but steady, man. Slow but steady. Okay. Dumont says, patience is bitter, but its fruits are sweet. Ooh, my man, getting all poetic on me. Collecting Fire says, let's go. Mashi says, hey, Randy. Oh, what's up, Mashi? How's it going, fam? I hope you are doing well. Architecture, history, art. Nice. All Chat Gaming, straight fire. Tyler Sheehan says, yo, what up, Tyler Sheehan? What do you got? Is that I didn't know if that was an Eagles hat. I don't know what type of hat that is. Looking all good in your sartorial charm. Omar Casada says, hi, fam. What up, Omar? Smart Pass, let's freaking go. A reason to use my 3 point. How do you have 3.8 million MCP points? I know you're like in the top 30 wallets, but god damn. Y'all are gonna. We are us people in the hundreds of thousands are completely writ small by some of you guys that have millions of points. That is so incredible. But as for me and Grandpa, BGS, we believe. Jason Pena, thank you so much for being a member. Saying double sessions today, Randy. You hot? Oh, straight. Out of the fire in the frying pan, man. I'm doing my very best. Walrus King says, "Good morning, Randy. Good morning, Walrus King." What is what I missed? Well, we have some MCP utility that's starting on Tuesday. But again, it's just a test. We're not going to have this for everyone up until I think March. We might have this might not be the only test. We might have a couple of other tests on top of this in February before it really releases, and I'm going to guess in March. But we shall see. I do not. I didn't use Forex like that. Just used Coinbase. So I don't know how to explain this. All right, hold on. What I mean is that I don't use the tax forms from BitForex since it all goes through my Coinbase anyway. So I just use the stuff on Coinbase for taxes. All right, so hopefully that, yeah. Excuse me. Alan Savin says, I'm here with David and Dan and all the fam at the pub. David was clueless about the announcement. I have to show him the announcement, and he was surprised. What a guy! So again, this is how beautiful and like not organic. This is like it's like organic. It Veve is a living organism, and yes, you have David as a very important part. He's the heart, but it's like a complex wave of neurons, and you just have these. It's very elegant, where one person, like the main heart, the one that keeps Veve going and alive, and the main reason for it, doesn't need to go and worry about what the hippocampus is doing. He doesn't need to worry about the prefrontal cortex. He's just the heart. He's the one that everyone rallies around. He gets all the licenses. He's the one that is, and let's say Dan's the lungs. That's one that keeps us breathing, keeps us grounded. The brain, like the brain, is made up of everyone. Everyone could puts their own part into it, and again, David doesn't have to know everything because I mean he can't. You can't do that intimately when you're dealing with 100 meetings. Maybe not that much. Maybe like let's say 50 meetings a week with hundreds of different CEOs. Like just in Disney alone, you have like what 50, 60 CEOs he's got to meet with just in Disney. It's nuts. So yeah, Dave. Cheers to you guys. Tell him I said hey. Tell him I said hey. Sorry, so that's funny. Minimum 5,000 points. Yeah, that's the minimum bid. I mean, there's not that shouldn't be a surprise because on the artworks that they have each week, the artworks, the minimum bid, the one of ones, they're like 1,500. So it makes sense that you're going to have a minimum. The minimum for this is 5,000. Minimum for artworks. I don't know if all of them are 1,500, but most of them are. I for something like this, 5,000 makes sense. For something that maybe nobody's going to go for, maybe the minimum's like 1,000. But if you have Grails, like if you have a baby Grogu come out, or if you have like Han Solo, Chewbacca, like if you have big Grails coming out, you're probably going to have to spend more. I mean, in general, it doesn't matter what the minimum is. They could have no minimum for the Grails. People are going to spend like, dude, if they come out with like Chewbacca with like 500 mints, I got 100,000. I'll put 100,000 points on that because that it's stupid not to. It's stupid not to. You get those points every day. You have to use them, and you know that. Let's say Chewbacca's like $50. Okay, cool. I'll use my points. I'll get the Chewbacca, and then I'll I'll go and sell it for like 800 because Chewbacca's heckin' dope. I love him. Crazy Dan 420. Okay, well I understand. Like, well, why is Chewbacca going to be 800 when Luke Skywalker secret rare is only 1,000? And they have the similar. Okay, well Luke Skywalker, that's just the secret rare. He also has an ultra rare and a rare with like 3,200 mints. You know the Chewbacca's likely only going to have one whenever we get it. Hopefully in May. Crazy Dan 420. It looks like patience is really going to pay off for everyone who has it. Collecting Fire says, I'm using all my points for Pokemon. Guys, I don't know if we have Pokemon. Don't get me wrong. I would love it if we had Pokemon or anything Nintendo. I just, even if we do, when would they announce that? When it would be months away. You use your MC points for something different now, and then yes, you want to blow it all on Pokemon, like I will. Yeah, I feel you. I will let you all know. I sold my 2 million only 3 weeks ago. Was holding strong for 4 years. All right, Carlos. I mean, that's to each their own. I don't know what you got paid for the 2 million Omi that you had. Omi's actually down today. It's down 1.7% to 00063. It was at 0006, almost 645, 165 yesterday. It was in the 6.4s. Oh god, I'm dying. So, I mean, you could still buy it back. You could still buy it back. Still time. Choo Choo says, so hype for MCP point utility announcement. Same here. Bill Gar says, right now I'm getting around 2,100 MCP points per day. You mad lad. I'm only getting 1,800. Is the chopper? What's going on? Get to the chopper. I bought Omi at 00054 last week, and now this news. Really hard to concentrate now. So listen, like I said, like we had that big Akomi announcement yesterday, and we had this announcement today. I'm not expecting announcements every day. I'm not even expecting announcements every week. I would expect a small announcement each month. But these were big. Now that being said, this actually doesn't start the utility, even though we are able to use it on Tuesday. It's going to be one of the last days in January. We're likely not going to be able to consistently have this, I would say, until March. But so even when we go and we get all this done, even if they said only to accessory, not only to accessory, they said accessory points will be able to be used MCP for that. That's all great. Be advised that yes, yesterday we had a nice rise of like 10%. That was cool. That was fun. I don't know if that is going to be short-lived. If that's going to be okay, we're just going to stay above 0006s now, because now it's like things are cooking. You do have a bunch of people that would not buy Omi until they had their stuff together, until they had some utility, and well, it's coming, it's on its way. We've seen it. I don't know where the circulating supply, not the circulating supply. I don't know how this is going to affect the circulating supply. Not saying that we're going to burn stuff immediately, but I'm saying that out of the 310 billion that are out there, how many is really out there? We'll do this math real quick. Let's say there's like 30 billion left in the business development wallet. let's say David, Dan, and business development wallet is 90 billion, right? Because they have 30 billion each. Dr. Profit's probably got around close to that. So let's say about 120. Out of the 310, there's really only 190 billion that's really right now in circulation. Will Dr. Profit sell some of his? Absolutely. Why would you not? But if you have if you have so much, he's likely not going to sell all of it. I don't think he could, not at once anyway. You really only have 190 billion out there. There's a bunch of other whales I know that'll maybe take off another, like 40 billion, and that's like all of them put together. And not all of those whales I know personally, and I know are good. There's really not a ton of OMI out there. You could see right now with the liquidity, there's not a lot of sell orders. There's not a lot of buy orders either. For the first time in like weeks, we had over 1 million in volume yesterday. And today, I'm sure it's the same. I'm sure it's like 1 million. Let's see what it is. 1.1 million. But if we have a lot of demand and not a lot of people selling, and that creates a squeeze, somebody said yesterday, like, oh, how do you get to, what do we have now? Let's look at the market cap, and I'll show you an example. Market cap right now is $196 million. Or no, I'm sorry. That's fully diluted. But market cap is $170 million. Be advised, $30 million does not need to go into the token in order for it to reach $200 million market cap. That's not how it works. If someone puts 30 million in right now, it's gonna freaking, I don't know, like 5x, and suddenly we have $850 million market cap. The way it works is that if you put in $1 million, the market cap doesn't go up just by 1 million. It will go up by, I don't know, like double. If you put an entire day's worth of volume in at one time, that does not compute. Again, you create that squeeze, you buy up all of those sell orders, and no one's really able to do that. So it would really only take maybe, I don't know, 100,000 to move it, like a couple $1 million. So I feel like people really don't recognize that. I feel like people were like, okay, well, in order to have a $30 billion market cap, $30 billion needs to go into OMI. Like, no, that's not it at all. That's not what needs to happen. This could be done very, very easily. Not easily, but it just could be done a lot easier than people think. Squid says, what's up, Mr. Chavez? MCP in effect. Not full effect yet, but close. Big J78 says, this comic won't sell out. Why would anyone MCP points on it? One, it is kind of historical. It's the first thing that we're able to use it on. Two, it's just to get the mechanics down. It's just to be able to go and say, okay, here's what I'm doing. Here's what it's supposed to do. Here's what we're expecting. Here's what it's actually doing. This is, and again, like for someone like, I get it, if you have like 80,000 points, you're not going to want to use 5,000 on this. But if you have like 800,000 points, yeah, I'll use 5. I'll use 6, like 7. However many points it takes to go in and test it, for the company, see what it's right, and see if I get it. And again, you would rather go and if you don't have a lot of points, by all means, don't go for it. Don't use it. Let like the bigger whales go in and spend their points just to figure out how it works, and let VeVe go and say, okay, here's a bug. So this drop isn't for everyone. It's just super exciting that it's on its way, but you got to walk before you can run, and you can't go and just have you don't want to test it out on a grail. If you test it out on a grail and there's bugs, people are going to be super salty. If I use my MCV points on this and it messes up, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. This comic I could probably get for like $2 or $3 in the secondary. So again, not a huge deal. Milham, good afternoon, sir. How's your Friday going? But it's going pretty well. I've finished one daddy soda. How's that? And I'm going to get another daddy soda. I don't know exactly if I have a thing in here. I used to have I might have to take you guys with me on a trip in our favorite rocket ship just to open my beer, because that is the way I roll. All right, Milham, give my regards to Poopy Butt. Vivi Wheels says I'm proud of us. Oh, I'm proud of us too, Wheels. Open it. back to the room. 124,000 MCP points on any good? Yeah. I mean, you have the minimally, you have 25 drops that you could go for, or you could put in the minimum amount of 5,000, and that's just with and that's not including any new points you get on top of that. But again, 5,000 for the big stuff is not really going to cut it. I think for the super big stuff, you're likely going to see like 50 to 100,000 points for the big stuff. But that big stuff is very, very few and far between. Pushing fires that only have 308 MCP points. That's fine. It's fine. Johnny Dunn's accessories, like different caves for Superman. Yes. So be advised that it's likely going to be. I don't think they would be able to do this for like DC. Like it's not going to have like a. Well, for a cape, that's anything. Like it's not going to be Superman's cape. It's going to be a cape that you could put on Superman. Like it's not going to be, a DC bat cowl that you could put on Batman. It's likely going to be a hat that you could put on Batman or something that you could like. Again, take a look at Among Us. Like I'll show you all some of the stuff that you could purchase in Among Us, and you guys will be super excited because like, oh, well, I'll show you why you should be excited. Among Us, right? Things to buy in Among Us. Okay, things to buy in Among Us game. Why can't I get more accessories in Among Us? Okay, all right, hold on. Okay, I don't know why that keeps happening. But the purchasable accessories in Among Us, it's not giving me a list. But basically, you could have a little space crab follow you. You could have toilet paper on your head. You could have different hats. I was like, okay, Chavez, why does that matter? Like, I could care less about hat. Okay, well, a lot of people, like myself, are going to go and purchase that stuff, and it's going to burn a lot of Omi, and you're going to have well, how much Among Us makes like what, $1 billion a year? Just through those teeny tiny microtransactions. It's going to be able to happen to us. Johnny Dunn says MCP is here. It is. All chat gamers saying straight fire. Splint says good drop for testing before big drops. Agreed, 100,000%. That is very good time. Alvin Savin says looks like a few months from now we will see a lot of influencers, clowns who scrapped on me for almost 2 years, will be back to give us wise strategies. Yeah, you're going to see that, and you're going to see that from former VV influencers that are going to come back. And then you're also going to see that from people that have no idea what VV is, but they're going to watch a bunch of people, look at the drop strategies, do like a variation. They're like, okay, guys, here's what we're going for today. It's very easy to do. Anyone can do it. Anyone could go on and they could say, like, hey, guys, how's it going? I'm the real Chandy Ravez, whatever their names are. And they could say, all right, today we're going for the Juggernaut drop. And then they could just read what they have on the they could just read what they have on the page, on the Medium article, and then go and say there's 10 gems per mint, and then it's there's 5 different variants. And some people, just the way that they relate information, some people are going to resonate, and they'll get an audience. Some people won't. So here's what I'm kind of hoping. Remember in that episode of Cat Dog where Cat Dog get very famous for whatever reason, and then they say like, and as Cat Dog's popularity grew, so did Cat. Because Cat got really fat. As VV's popularity grows, a lot of these influencers, a lot of these people that make videos, like a live, like I distinctly remember every single drop me and Johnny Dunn would go for. We would be live on those drops, and if he were to finish before I do, he sends the audience to me. If I were to finish before he did it, I would send everyone in the Alligator Loki army to go and see him. We would rate him. You're gonna have a lot more people. We're gonna have a lot more influence as well, because it's the age of influencers where people just want an audience, and they're gonna go. And as VV grows into like this mega monolith multi-billion-dollar company, people are going to attach themselves. Now, gone are the days when they can attach themselves from early on. They can no longer do that. This company's been here for years now. But they'll try to attach themselves as most as they can. They'll try to go in and snuggle up and brush arms with any of the major influencers that are here. Maybe go with David and Dan. You could essentially buy your way in. All you need to do is go in and purchase like $6,000 to make yourself in the top 500 wallets, because you could just do it with cheap comics or cheap collectibles. You can go in and buy a gold and silver Veve logo to get yourself in all those parties. I'm a logo holder. And then you don't even need to have them. You could just lie about your own. Again, people are going to go and do that. People will go right now and they could take 10 grand and they could be like, okay, I'm in the top 500 wallets and I have a gold and silver Veve logo, and they could just lie about their own. You're going to have the snake oil type salesman, and that's what you're going to have. Alan Savage, it looks like, oh yeah, I just read that. 99 Cryptos is froze. I know. It happens every now and then. I don't know why. Shankster is saying, this is Randy's love face. Oh God, what did I freeze on? I hope somebody has this picture of that. Potential Human says, Randy is powered by pressing the like button. Yeah, press it, press it. All chat gaming. Thumbs up. Lucas said, the bull run will start so soon, and I can't wait. And I just can't wait to be king. Oh, 530,000 MCP points. Get it, all chat gaming. It's Village says, let's go. What's up, Randy? Can't wait to chit chat about this. I'm good. Yeah, I'm feeling. Wendy Sabalos was having space yesterday, and she's like, okay, what music do y'all want to hear? And I don't know about you, but Ava Max, in my opinion, can do no wrong. She only throws out bangers. And she has this new song called Whatever. It's by her and Kygo. And she just goes on and it's a bop at first. And then if you remember, Shakira's like, whenever, wherever, we were meant to be together. That one. Ava Max has one that's like, whatever, whatever, we were never good together. And it's so she kind of plays on that. I don't know how much she played for, but I went and I requested the song and I started playing it. And Wendy's like, this is Shakira. I was like, no, it's not Shakira. It's a ripoff of Shakira. No, it's not. But yeah, I don't know why that you reminded me of that. Plus, he's no good at holding secrets. Yeah, David is not that good at holding secrets. I mean, he's better now. He's a lot better now than he was, a few years ago. Alan Simon says, just to hype you all, a guy near me was wearing a hoodie with Vegeta, and David was asked if we have any chance at getting that. After hesitating a few seconds, he slowly smiled. And he said yes. Yes. Well, David didn't necessarily confirm that, but he just said we have the chance of getting it. So I'm very, very excited because we do have a good chance of getting it. Someone needs to go and show me how to get a loan so I can go and purchase 800 million more Omi. I love it. All right, so Mitch Mack going on and saying spending MCP points. Akomi going on and saying shaking hands, give him that face. Really, really nice. Glad to see all hands on deck. So, oh wow. Aw. Oh, is that Rudy? Rudy there? So I see a bunch of people. There's video of the. Oh, there's David. There's Dan. There's video of the party. I can't show anyone. But there's a bunch of people at this party. I can tell you who I see though. I see David. There's Dan. Oh, yeah, it's not Rudy. Bunch of the European peeps. A bunch of guys with some epic beards. Good for them. Oh, everyone's drinking. I'm so jealous. Zilla says, Alan, that's lit. You can freaking bet. Too many whales with billions of Omi that love dumping on the community. Nah, fam. There's only 2 of those people. Let me go and put that over there. Oh yeah. All right, let's see what we got. Spider-Man. No, probably hasn't it. Oh my god. From now on, nothing has happened. Oh god. Who is this? Oh, all the fudders, I mostly block them. Not because of FUD. I don't mind FUD. I hate it when people lie. Anyway, moving on. Eddie Almeida says, I've had 30 Veve NFTs on the floor for months and can't get a sale. Which ones? I'll help you out. Let me know which ones. Greetings from greetings, Adrian V Comics. Is that Wolverine? Yo, it is Wolverine. Gabriel Jones says MCP points to buy accessory. Thought people would need to pay with Omi. Sorry, I've already addressed. Okay, so I'll address it again real quick. It's not a big deal. It's pretty easy. Instead of spending your Omi directly for the accessories, you're going to spend your Omi on bronze tickets. You're going to take those bronze tickets and redeem MCP points with them. And then you're going to use your MCP points to go and purchase those accessories. So it's just an extra couple of steps. It is still Omi to accessory, but it's just with extra steps in it. That's basically what it is. I gave a couple examples before. I don't know if people want to hear that again. But that's the gist of it. Crazy BB guy says, where can I subscribe to Chandy Revez? There's like I have like the fake Randy Chavez on here, like that, comments as me, or is the fake me. Only kidding. Glad to have caught you live. Exciting news at Veve. Still bullish. Can't wait. Phil says, new drop alert. That Scotty Young cover looks like Pickle Rick. There's a new drop alert. Man. I'm Pickle Rick. Okay. First appearance of the Immortal Hulk. Bruce isn't home right now. There is only the Immortal Hulk. Oh, February 1st. All right. Oh, got hiccups. Oh, you can use MCP priority bidding on this as well. Okay. All right. And 40% of these. So there's going to be 2,000 editions of these that are going to be allocated for MCP bidding as well. That's amazing. All right. So it seems like we're just doing comics right now. We're not doing collectible. It seems like they're just testing it out on comics. So shout out to Marvel for being super. Oh my God, is that like literally like a Pickle Rick? Oh my God, I want that rare. Dude, the Scotty Young variant is so freaking cool. Oh my God, I need this. Oh my God, I have to show Clever Jerk. Clever Jerk is a big Scotty Young fan. Where is he? Pickle Rick. Okay. I hope he gets the reference. I don't know if he watches Rick and Morty, but Pickle Rick is awesome. Yep. Dude, I can't wait. It's gonna be a great one. One says Vegeta Ego would be epic. Dude, there's so many of them. Majin Vegeta. First time he goes Super Saiyan. Yeah, it'd be dope AF. Those guys with awesome beards have the VV logo tattooed on their legs. Yo, tell them I said hey. Tell them I said yo. Vegeta with the Badman pink shirt. Oh, that'd be amazing. Too many things to think about. Dude, I would love to see Gohan and Piccolo's gear, because you had that at the right before the Cell games began. Gohan and Goku get out of the hyperbolic time chamber, and they go on, and they Goku wants to fight as an Earthling, so he gets his Kami House stuff, and then Gohan goes to Piccolo and says, "Excuse me, Mr. Piccolo, I'd like to wear what you're wearing. You were my first teacher, after all." So I really like that. I really would want to get something like that as well. Team Gohan. DW says, all number one, secret rare at $1,900 floor. Next most expensive secret rare behind. Wait, are you kidding me? There's no way. There's no fucking way. I am not going to call you a liar, but it is easier to take on those who doubt you if I go and verify by myself. Comics. Number one, secret rare. Okay, hold on. I'm off the. Okay, Incredible Hulk. Number one. That is. Wow, that is at $1,900. I mean, technically $1,899. It's 1,900. Yeah, I get it. But wow, that is bananas. But that's not the most expensive secret rare. You have AF-15. Let's look at the Amazing Fantasy. 15. I mean, that's got to be worth like what, 8K, 9K? It's about 9,000. So you do have the Amazing Fantasy 15 that is worth 9K. I'm very curious to see what whatever the first appearance of Loki was. I don't remember the name of that comic, but that one's got to be a good one. And let's say, Fantastic Four number 1 and number 5 are also very, very good. Fantastic Four number 1 is obviously going to be the highest. That's got to be a couple grand at least as well. That's only $1,100. How is Fantastic Four number 1 only $1,100? That is lunacy. All right, Fantastic Four number 5, I imagine, is not going to be much better. It might even be. Fantastic Four number 1 was literally like $25,000 at the peak. So Fantastic Four number 5 is obviously the first appearance of Doctor Doom. This is really cool as well. But let's take a look and see what it's at. It's not showing me. I don't know why. All right, we're gonna. And that's at like less than $500. That is nuts. That is absolutely bananas. Oh, I do have Pro the Doge, like the Dogecoin millionaire. He'll be coming on the podcast in the next couple of days. I'm just not 100% sure when yet. Oh God. Okay. Not a drill. We'll see it. They made the comment. More scan. Yep. Yep. Throwaway. Yep. People would lose their minds. Yep. Driving failed. Probably could have done. Nothing much. Okay. Scotty Young is. Oh, he is, dude. You gotta love Scotty Young. He's so cool. Idea what accessories we can get with MCP points are going to be. I'm going to guess clothes. I'm going to guess that you're going to get gloves, hats, tails, capes, anything that, I mean, even things that don't go. Like, I would love to see like t-shirts. Like, put a t-shirt on your like Myrmicorno. You know, put a t-shirt on your Kripkins or on your Happy Tree friend. I would love to see something like that. Like, make them like animals. Make it like, you know, little elf ears. Make them little, like, get reindeer, you know, for the holidays. Give them all reindeer antlers. I think that'd be cool. But I don't know what we're gonna get though. And oh, Journey into Mystery. Journey into Mystery 85. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Wow, absolutely wild. Okay. Now let's take a look at. We have Noldor Alive saying Pokemon and VeVeVerse for Master Collectors. So again, it is a 2 announcement Friday. So that is one that we had literally an hour ago, and now we have another one coming in 2 hours at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that'll be good. Oh, we do have a sale for the secret rare today. That was, what is it? That was $7,800. So $7,800. That was a sale today. It was absolutely bananas. Gotta love that. Spending points. Oh God. Doge Army General is like, what? People are great. So I'll go for the next 8 minutes or so. I'll go for the full hour, and then I'll go in and try to get this spread. All right, photos. I know there's a couple of other things I want to go over sales wise. Let's take a look at that. In case y'all missed it, I do have 177 million OMI now. Gonna be able to go and get that bread. This address not found. I'm in charge of the fund. Everyone comment F down below to pay respects for Jessie Jane. Jessie Jane was an adult film star. Looked very dirty. She was blonde. She was great. Everyone loved her, but she did. She was found in her Oklahoma home unalived yesterday. Unsure if by overdose or by something else. But again, just comment F down below to pay respects to Jessie Jane. Taylor's. We have a couple of winners for the last round of sweepstakes. You have Slim, Kevin H, and NFT DeVivi, who were the sweepstakes winners for last week in the Discord, which is great. Shout out to R Bear Vivi. R Bear Vivi got a Todd to complete the Holy Trinity. So R Bear Vivi has the Secret Rare Spider-Man, the Superman, and then the Todd Batman. So good for them. The cat is outperforming. People are going to be here. Okay, so we have Bill Gardner. I don't know if he's still here. I think he's still here. Talking the other day about the real value of the gold and silver VV logo group. So the real value is the people there. Where if he pays $400,000 for a Ferrari and somebody needs the money and sells that Ferrari, that doesn't bring the value of his Ferrari down. He can sell his for what he wants. The value isn't the floor, it's in the product and the people it connects you with. I don't know about you guys, but people like Dr. Profit wasn't hitting me up before this group, but now we can have a conversation, and the connections you can make far outweigh the price of this logo. Believe me, it's currently undervalued. I cannot agree more with that. I agree 100,000% with that. Oh, there's a 2 sales confirmed. Oh, one was 7,800. I don't know what the other one was. Israel says 1 sale at 11K. Yo! Hope people ain't poolsiding. Hope they ain't poolsiding. F, thank you. But Bill going, oh, he's just talking about you. All good things. All good things. So you can now take videos with your collectibles inside the Veve official app. Be advised, guys, if you try to go and take videos inside the Veve official app, there's something that happens. At least it did for me. So like I went to use the AR button like normal, and then I saw like a camcorder for like a fraction of a second, and then it like went away and it wouldn't let me record. So I just backed out. I hit the AR button again, and then this time I was able to hit that camera. Like y'all should be smashing that like button. I smashed that record button before it had time to go away, and then it let me record. So it's likely just a bug that needs to be fixed, but that's just how it worked for me. So I feel like you might have to go and we might have to wait for an update for that to be fixed. But again, just my opinion. Steve Cannon says, "What up, dude? Yo, what up, Steve Cannon?" Steve Cannon is a very high-end photographer. Goes out and spends weeks at a location for one photo. Spending weeks, 10 hours a day at one single location, getting as many photos as he can, but likely only just gets one amazing, amazing photo. Many of his things sell for tens of thousands of dollars, usually between 20,000, 25,000. But again, give or take, that's a median. Has his first NFT project called the Predator Project. Normally, his photos he just sells one of 9 of, but his most recent venture with the Predator Project, he's selling one of 3 and giving people discounts. It is right back there. It is $15,000, and that is at full price. You do get a discount if you pay an OMI. You get like a $3,000 discount if you pay an OMI, which is great. But be advised, there's only one left. I have one. A buddy of mine has another, and there is one left for people if they want it. Maybe I could have like a code. Go into like choose like a Randy code, and you get like another $500 off. I don't know. It goes my commission. All check gaming, straight up fire, straight fire. What else we got here? Okay, let's go to that was the camera. Here's what it's supposed to look like. There's supposed to be a camera there, and you see that record button. That just goes away after 1 second. So you got to smash it. Special reveal with David Yu. Again, this does appear on the Comics and Crypto channel in 1 hour and 58 minutes. There could be only one. Hashtag Randy code. I'm going to have a bunch of those soon. So here's what I mean when I talk about squeezes. Crypto Rain talks all the time saying, people don't buy down here when it's boring. People buy when it's exciting. And I cannot agree more. People go and they don't buy when it's the best time because they listen to the masses. They listen to people with no education, no financial background, and they're just funny. And they let it get to them, and they don't buy. they let themselves get talked out of a really good investment because people with no education, no financial background, no history of success are funding something because they don't understand what's happening. And then they go and they say, like, that same thing happens on the opposite direction, the other end of the spectrum, when you have people like hyping it up and say, oh my God, this just did like a 10x. It did 1,000% return last 6 months. And it's like, oh, this does nothing but go up. And that recency bias tells you what has happened will continue to happen. So it's been going up for X amount of months, then you hit the buy. You buy the top, it goes down, get footed, you lock in those losses on the sell order, you go into something else, and that's why most people don't make it in crypto. But when we're talking about squeezes, there's something that can create a God candle. People were saying yesterday, like, oh, it's a God candle for OMI. Guys, it went up like 10%. Not a God candle. It was a very nice looking candle. It was a nice BGC, big green candle. Yeah, that's what I'm saying it stands for. And what people don't realize is that, like I talked about this photo, this high-end piece of art at $15,000. And people are like, oh, that's expensive. Yeah, I get it. That's a couple of mortgage payments. That's a car. But you guys are now in a business, and this is just for the newer people. This is just for the people that have never really invested in anything before, have never really been in collecting before. That's nothing. That like I sold a Pokemon card for more than 10 times of what that is, and there are people that have no issue paying that. Like I remember in 2020, I offered this guy Scott. He goes by SM Pratt. I was like, hey, listen, you have 2 Trophy Kangas, or he had 2, he sold 1. He might have this one again. I was like, Trophy Kangaskhan, PSA 10. I'll you know, the last one sold for 150,000. I'll give you 200,000 for it. He said no. So and this is, we're still small fry. Talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're still in the small fry area. We're in art. $8 million is nothing. Like, some people don't get out of bed for something unless it's like 9 figures. You have some very, very high end art out here, and there's a lot of people that really won't look at something unless it's a certain amount of money. You have certain people, in a different way. They won't look at something unless it's super old. Like, so some of the guys that I knew in Pokemon were very reluctantly there. They're like, listen, I don't really like it. They didn't like stuff unless it was like 60 years old. You know, they were all about Civil War stuff. They were all about old school baseball cards. They didn't really like something unless it was like several decades old. And Pokemon at the time was 20 years old. It's like 28 years old now, whatever. Um, you know, it's very, very, it's a different world that people are stepping in when you get into collectibles, because you have people that are, you know that old saying, show me your five, show me the top 5 people you spend the most time with, and I'll average their income together, and that's most likely your income. Well, when you get in the world of collectibles, and you know, you're not around a bunch of 20-year-olds, you're around a bunch of 40, 50, 60-year-olds that have had decades to amass this amount of wealth. You know, like $100,000 is really not that much to a lot of them. So what I mean is that people, I forget who posted the link. It was like a poll saying, could Omi go down to quad 09? Like, we're at 0006. They thought, could we go down to quad 09? And that would make the Omi market cap about $30 million. So I know several people. If the entire market cap of Omi was $30 million, I know several people that could buy the entire circulating supply in one fell swoop. So obviously that wasn't going to happen. You know, that would never happen. But a lot of people believed it. A lot of people were like, yeah, definitely can. And you know, it just, I don't want to say it can't, you know, barring a big black swan event, but most likely not going to, because again, there's people out there that would go and buy that entire thing. So that being said, when I talk about squeezes, it took 4 years for MicroStrategy to buy 189,000 Bitcoin. Again, 4 years. That is like 1,300 days. How many days did it take for BlackRock and Fidelity to buy up a combined total of $82,000, which is about 40-ish%, 47% of what MicroStrategy had? It took them a couple of weeks. It took them like less than 20 days. And they use that to fill up their spot Bitcoin ETFs. What that means is that the supply that everyone's used to having was just getting eaten up super fast. And now you have Bitcoin, which again, Bitcoin mining makes more than Microsoft. It makes more than Hilton. It makes more than GameStop. It makes more money than most other companies on the planet, and it's Bitcoin mining. Now, suddenly, in the next 3 months, you're going to have that Bitcoin halving, where you're only going to get half the amount of Bitcoin for those same power. So you have a lot of different ways that certain things can get squeezed, and Omi is no different. You create demand. You have people that, like me, that are not going to sell for a certain amount of time. Going from 0006 to 006, that 10x is really nothing. Me, Jeremy Paddler, Dr. Profit, David, like a lot of super big whales are not going to sell at that price. You have a couple people that maybe don't have a lot of money that would be like, hey, you know what? A 10x is really good. I put in, you know, a couple grand. I put in, let's say, $3,000 at 0006, and now it's 006. Cool, that's $30,000. I'm going to take that, because $30,000 is a lot of money to a lot of people. I understand that. That's fine. Take your profits. But when you have people like David, Dan, Dr. Profit, Jeremy Paddler, or other people that just, they're not in this for a quick $30,000 game. They're not in this for a $300,000. Those guys are not in it for $3 million game. Those guys are in it for tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. Me, myself, you know, I'm not going to go and really sell until I'm a multimillionaire, which would be about 1.1, 1.2 cents, give or take. So you have a lot of, it's going to be very easy to get to that the last highs we were at 007, 008. It'd be very easy to get there. Now where was I? Do we only want? Yep. What time? They're going to announce the news at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Comics and Crypto channel. Haha, lame says, big whale. Oh, you're penguin, big penguin whale. And Ken says, are you drinking? Yeah. So I don't know if you've ever had Not Your Father's root beer, but Not Your Father's root beer is a alcoholic root beer, and it's almost never around. And I was in Stop and Shop the other day, and I was buying some cold cuts, I was buying some bread, I was buying some butter. And to my left, I see it there, the beautiful grail that is Not Your Father's root beer. So I had to get it because it's never around. Are you not? Well, it's a celebration beer. Cheers, mate. Celebrate good times. Come on. Puski says, so many people aren't ready for MCP. Going to be fun watching our comics, single sets, easy secret rare sets rise in price. Oh, heck yeah, girl. I like your picture. I love waffles. U.S. government is going to dump with Grayscale. I mean, they have a couple more weeks. Let's say like 4 or 5 more weeks, and then it's done, which is fine. Adam says miners are going to make half of the revenue. Tons of miners are going to go bust. Okay, doubt. Because, I mean, when you have that, the price, what is it to mine a Bitcoin right now? It probably costs about $25,000 to mine a Bitcoin. Okay, cool. Bitcoin miners make $25,000 for every Bitcoin that is mined. Well, the price of Bitcoin is well above that. So the price of Bitcoin right now is what, 40,000? When you have that halving happen, these miners aren't just going to like let it go. They're not going to else it like, okay, well, like they just won't sell. Like the miners are not going to go bankrupt from mining something that they don't need to sell. Like that particular, those miners, either one of two things going to happen. Either they sell what they mined at a loss, locking in those losses, which would be ridiculous, or two, they go on and they say, I'm going to hold this and wait for the price to go up. And that price is going to go up like nobody's business. And you're going to have, again, usually at the Bitcoin halving, when let's say it's not like 21, 25,000, whatever, let's say it's $50,000, per Bitcoin, to mine one Bitcoin. You think the price is going to stay at 40K? No, that's lunacy. That's ridiculous. That's what happens. The amount that you get gets cut in half. The price goes crazy. Bullish alts only till rate cuts. Well, listen, the rate cuts are going to happen literally this quarter. If you have a rate cut of about 0.25%, you're going to have $1 trillion out of the 5.7 trillion that are in the money markets. That trillion is going to rip into the market in conjunction with the Bitcoin ETFs, also in conjunction with the Ethereum ETFs. This is going to be a perfect storm for a lot of people in investing, not including the AI narrative, the metaverse narrative, or the digital collectibles narrative that has not hit yet. And that's going to hit like nobody's business. You ain't getting my bags at 0.00. See, Steve Cannon got over 100 million OMI. Is he selling at 006? Nope. Is Randy Chavez selling at 006? I'll be a millionaire by then again. Nope. Ain't gonna catch my brown ass selling none of that. Excuse my foul language. JKRB saying most MCP points will go to 0 with just a single grail drop. For example, 1,000 editions of Wolverine. MCP points will be dude. Exactly. They don't need to have every drop be a banger. They need to have like one drop per month be really good, or even one quarter, and it all goes to 0. And then what do? They have to go in, use your OMI to get bronze tickets, to get more MCP tickets points, to make sure you get those valuable drops. What time Veve announcing the big news? That's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so about 1 hour and 45 minutes from now. Steve Cannon says, dude, I love root beer, but I'm a no alcohol fella, which is fine. Well, it depends on if you're no alcohol because like you don't like the way it makes you feel, and you like to be like, so that's fine. But don't like it because like alcohol tastes gross. I understand. This tastes just like root beer, but it's not root beer. It's not root beer. Anounces, bruh, you need a root beer sponsor. Stat. I would love it. How do is that even on like Twitter? Can I even go and hang on here? Let's go to the X. I doubt this is. I'm gonna type that in and see if there's any. Remember that 1 year old son? Okay. Um, I don't think they have a Twitter, but let me go to Google instead of searching on Twitter. Not your father's root beer. Um, should I type in socials? Social media? Well, they have an Instagram. Uh, yeah, they have an Instagram, but they don't use it. Their last post was December of 2018. Jay says the bull run, excuse me, will bring in new people into OMI if they deliver on exchanges on time. Price will rocket. We don't really know. Um, but what I will go ask you guys to do before I kind of get into this is I'm going to go ask you to smash that like button. Free way to help support the channel. That'd be super great. Y'all know the non-free ways. Now let's see here. If they do deliver exchanges on time, be advised, they needed to do stuff like this for MCP points and for OMI. They need to continue doing stuff like this before they go on exchanges. Exchanges are great. You need those, but you need to have demand for the token. Having an exchange with no demand, no bueno. But having a bunch of demand and then having exchange, and again, what did they have yesterday? Let's go over a couple of things that they had with OMI yesterday. Where'd it go? Development update. Oh, is that it? Oh shit. All right, hang on. Yeah, so yesterday. Improving the accessibility of the token is a priority. Now, improving the accessibility can mean one of a couple of different things. With exchanges, so people have more ease of access to it, or buying on the web app. If you can use your credit card to buy OMI, it is over. Oh my god, never see triple zeros again. Because the goal is to have quick and easy ways for users to acquire and utilize OMI tokens. So ways, as in multiple ways. So web app and exchanges, that's ways to acquire. And then to utilize the OMI token is a whole separate thing, which they go, progressing on plans for OMI to NFT. I don't think we have to wait till the second half of the year to get that. I think we just wait really until Q2. Q2, I think, is when it all happens. I think it's when it all comes together. And says miners already dumping into the ETF news. You can see on chain, which again, miners right now, what was it cost? 20, 25 grand for a Bitcoin? Why would you not sell at 45,000, 40,000? Like it. Okay, cool. Let them make that profit. Let them make that bread. It's fine. DigitalVerse says, what would the actual reason Commons and crypto be involved with anything? Veve. They're sure talking up the suspense. I hope the news isn't a flop. Yeah, I hope the news isn't a flop either. I don't. They're really into grading stuff. They're into sealed products. They're into things that I don't know what it is. We're guessing slabs. They had that idea prior, for slabs of comics and grading them, and what percentage it is, and I think that's great. Is it going to be something physical with like CGC? I don't know. We really just have to wait an extra hour and 42 minutes. We'll see. I hope it's cool. How to Brain says, I would think they are selling to Doble the equipment to mine and keep the same number of Bitcoin. They might. Yeah, they might do that. But yeah, it's a lot of electricity. Maybe the goal is to use wind and solar. I don't know what they're selling for. It could just be to make money. It might not just be for equipment. It could just be to like have fun. Who knows? Sue there, Sue says thank you. No problem. No problem. The root beer was it, not your father's root beer. And oh no, I have a little bit left, and then I have one other left. But I don't want to go crazy. I don't want to have 3 beers in one night. That's loco. That's a little crazy. What's up with the heckin' announcement, yo? Baby, let's go. You guys are crazy, and I love it. Well, the announcement for the 100-something people that have been here, I love DX, like, for the thousands in attendance and for the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to suck it. Dude, I love DX so much. Why can't Disney have bought WWE and we can get some freaking Shawn Michaels and Triple H and Eddie Guerrero Latino Heat on the app? I'd spend so much money on that. But yeah, lots of stuff to come. Anyways, it seems like there is far too much global instability for a broader macro bull run. Not at all. Not at all. Says, I don't believe issuance having affects price as much as U.S. indexes. But now, I mean, this has happened regardless of where the U.S. economy has been at, where every single halving, that's when it goes up, just because it is separate from that. Even though it is loosely connected, it is separate. But the global instability, like, listen, we'll go with this. In the first couple of months of Russia invading Ukraine, like, again, I understand 100% why you want to have that go on for at least a couple months. Okay, you spend X amount of dollars, you decimate the Russian army, you drive down the morale, and you pretty much place the Russian citizens against their leader, Putin, taking away a lot of his power, showing that Putin can no longer get, he can't just take over an entire country. I understand why you don't want to, cede land right away, but there was an agreement on the table within the first couple of months of Russia invading that would give Donetsk, Lugansk, and Crimea all to Russia. And basically, Zelensky and Biden had a meeting and just said, no, we're not going to do that. Because Biden says, like, oh, no, you can get that land back. We'll help you get your land back. He knew that wasn't going to happen. He knew that was just really going, him saying, decimating that Russian military, losing power in that region, losing power against threats against the Baltic states. And Zelensky just says, like, oh, well, I have Biden, I have the U.S. backing me. Let's push this out. And now you have Zelensky that's really delusional, thinking that he can actually save Crimea and Lugansk and Donetsk, and we know, like, that's never going to happen. So what basically happened is just a lot more people died than they needed to. They waged this out for about 2 years, which again they did not need to. And what's going to happen, likely when Trump takes office, or it could be beforehand. I think that if Biden really wants to play the cards right and says, I defeated Putin. I could picture this right now. By like midsummer, after they, if they sign that, peace agreement, where again, Donetsk, Lugansk, Crimea would have to go to Russia. Fine, Eastern Ukraine, those going to go. There's a bunch of ethnic Russians there. That has been literally in a civil war since like 2014. I know that area very intimately well for reasons I can't talk about. But you have the Biden that will use that, go and say, like, we defeated Russia at the poll, or we defeated Russia in the war, just like we're going to defeat Donald Trump at the polls. That's going to be a rallying cry. But the rallying cry that he has right now is getting to Fed the cut rates again at that 0.25%. He's going to run on the markets, and he might run on that peace program if it signs beforehand. But no, there's the global instability. I get it. You have Israel and you have Palestine that are really at it, which none of this happened under the Middle East was in a much better place under Trump. It was worse under Obama. It was worse under Biden. So I get it. Things are worse now than they were, 4 years ago. But as far as global instability, it's actually pretty good. I'm actually very bullish on what is happening globally. I'm actually very bullish on a lot of it. And I get it. There's a lot of tragedy out there that's always going to happen. But you do have a lot of other a lot of other countries that are really going and not at war. They're having a bunch of advancements that no one's ever seen. Economy's going everywhere. Might not be good for the U.S. if China's economy continues to skyrocket like it has been. But yeah, I'm not going to say I see no instability. Obviously, there's a bunch out there, but not to a point where it would affect really anything in the U.S. The only thing that I could see stuff like affecting would be like those pirates that are taking over like some of those shipping routes. Okay, cool. Get the U.S. Navy over there, get the Coast Guard, and boom, it's done. I don't want to say it's an easy fix. It's an easy fix. It's complicated. It's simple but not easy. Heck the pirates. But that's really the only thing that's one of the last things really driving up inflation. Biden will likely loosen up with things on oil, letting a lot more people drill. So this way, it's easier on people on the gas station. It is a election year. Biden is going to make things as easy for the American people as possible. Crazy Dad 420 says, thanks for the stream, Randy. Have a great day, everyone. Meow, 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 meow. He says Squid Grow just partnered with Shiba. Interesting. Incubate, Squid Grow's new NFT platform, coming to their first drop is a Mike Miller from DC Marvel called Squid Bros. And the rares mint a blue chip NFT like a Bored Ape Yacht Club. That's really, I have to go and take a look at that because that is heckin' wild. Let me go and, yeah, all right. So let me take a look at that because that could be really interesting. I have a bunch of messages here that I'm not going to be able to get to, but let's see what we got. Comic, yep, okay, good test. Like the comic. They said it was going to be, so I would, yeah. All right, so you have a bunch of people now. I'm getting messages coming in saying like, I understand why people would need to buy more MCP points for first appearances. Large bids will start to burn MCP points really quickly. Oh, I love these guys. Yeah, we need we need more influencers. We need more people publishing videos. That would be great. You can literally get airdropped a Bored Ape Yacht Club for buying a scooter. That is wild. Yeah, I need to learn more about that. Let me some VV2. Yeah, I need to really learn more about that because that is heckin' wild. Short on drop. I'm gonna get more. Oh, okay. Use bronze. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Okay, so what about the idea that rank could give you early access to a drop? Like if you're a master collector, you might get early access to a drop and be able to solidify your place in there. I think that would be really cool. Yeah. So people would really want to buy points all the time. This could be really, really good. Love me some VV2. Oh, we all love the VV. Jay says, look at where the VV competitors are from 2 years ago. Chose it right. Yeah, Recur, done. Which, very sad. Yes. However, Recur, done. What was the other platform that was supposed to be like the VV killer? Please don't tell me it was Quid. Because the Quid is not paying their people. So that's unfortunate for them. Yeah. I told y'all. I told y'all like this is happening. I told y'all this is the easiest. This is the best place. No one believed me. Crazy Dan says, war makes bankers in the military-industrial complex rich. It does. I mean, like, all right, I guarantee you what happens. All right, Ukraine is blown to hell, right? Look at who's going to get those contracts for rebuilding Ukraine. They're going to get a blank check to go and put up the power lines, to build infrastructure, construction projects, contracting. You spend taxpayer money going in, and I mean, what did we give Ukraine? $40 billion in taxpayer money, and now they're going to give how many more billions of dollars to contractors and people to rebuild Ukraine? Guys, y'all know this is like set up, right? Like y'all know, like that's what the military-industrial complex does. Like Crazy Dan 420, thank you for being a member. Hit it on the head. Spend taxpayer money to help an ongoing war go on longer than it needs to, destroying a country, and then spend taxpayer money giving these different corporations ways to rebuild that country. And that it's just like it's not the government's money. They're using taxpayer money to help a country get destroyed and then to go and rebuild that country. And then they give it to their friends. Their friends give them like this. This is like corruption at its finest. Eddie Almeida saying, I meant every major election globally, Mexico to its first female president. Oh, interesting. Global conflict causing onshoring and supply chain disruptions. Yeah, a lot of that is really just the pirates for the supply chain disruptions. But I mean, all right, let me go back to your other comment. Nah, the macro, this is easily going to go. Maybe the UK is not doing so hot, but it's really. I mean, there's a bunch of countries that aren't doing so hot. Maybe I'm just a little bit more optimistic, but I'm definitely not myopic about the situation. I definitely do see all sides of the conflicts out there, and I'm pretty excited to see where this is going to go. I'm a bot. Give me 1 second. All right, let's have MCP available. Only version, only of drops, just not priority wait list. For example, MCP only Big Trouble with 10 editions. That'd be wild. That'd be a great way to reward collectors. That'd be wild. There's only instability, especially with the inverse bond yields. I get that, but the U.S. doesn't care about what's happening in Myanmar. The U.S. doesn't really care what's happening like the U.K., but the U.S. is not concerned with the instability of third world countries. It's just not. There could be a revolution in Peru, Chile, a bunch of South American countries, and it would not affect the U.S. at all. Maybe Brazil, because they're part of the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and they all kind of help each other, and that would only probably be a boon for the U.S. But again, the U.S. really does not care about the instability of third world countries, or even second world countries, or even some first world countries. Pro Comey says, Randy, great looking secret rare sleeping comics hat. Well, thank you. Free Agent Lifestyle says, was Recur the one that made fun of Veve? Quid did. I think McFarlane made fun of Veve too, for whatever reason. I don't know if Recur ever made fun of Veve. I remember making videos in May of 2022. I went out to, and like I know I've told this story, but I will tell it again because some of y'all owe me an apology. Going out and saying like, hey, listen, I just went to Gary Vaynerchuk's VCon, and I saw people out there that were in Bored Ape Yacht Club stuff. You know, they were in a bunch of gear. Thank you, Jimbo Lee Lingo, for saying hello, Master Randy. Why, hello, Master Jimbo Lee Lingo. I hope you're doing well, because I hope you are. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that a lot. When I went out to, and be advised, like I didn't just go out there of my own volition. I had a whale that came up to me, like he took me out to dinner. He was very nice, bought me dinner first, and said, hey, listen, Randy, I really like the way you think. I really like your outlook on things, the way you process information. I want to fly you out to Minnesota to go to VCon, and I want you to report to me what you find there. I want you to report to me what's going on, how big of a threat is this to Veve, because that's what I've been hearing. What are they doing right that Veve could be doing? What are they doing wrong that Veve can learn from? Give me your entire deep dive this whole weekend. And the people that I went with, I don't know if I could say right now, but they are, oh my God, top level people in the world. And when I went there, and you know, Jeremy Paddle was there as a speaker. You had Mumbat that was there as a speaker. You had a lot of really awesome people there as speakers. I got recognized a bunch of times, made me look cool in front of my friends. What you had was Gary Vaynerchuk. That was not a bit. I don't know how many millions he put into Recur. Let's say, you know, they raised $50 million. Same with like Quid. Quid raised like $50 million as well, and they were clearly not paying the people. But with Gary Vaynerchuk putting millions of dollars into Recur, okay, all right, you probably have some financial incentive. Recur was, I watched every single one of Gary's speeches, every single one of his talks. He did not mention Recur once. It was all about VeeFriends. So immediately I knew, it was like, guys, we're fairly, you know, well into the bear market right now. Gary Vaynerchuk even says, guys, I can't do anything about the floor price. You know, it's not something that I have any control over. Him not mentioning Recur once, saying that his sole focus is on VeeFriends, it's like, okay, everyone that had said Gary Vaynerchuk's behind Recur, and yes, he did put a little bit on there, and Winklevoss twins put a little bit on there. I knew that part of the reason why I was debating about doing something with Recur was because of Gary Vaynerchuk, because he's a workhorse, and he works harder than almost anyone else on the planet. When he didn't mention Recur once, I immediately told you guys, guys, Recur is not good. That is not the way. That is not. I'm never spending my money there. I'm never doing anything there. And people are like, oh, well, you just don't understand because they have some utility with their NFTs. I think if you got like Nickelodeon NFTs, that the license they had, you got like a free Paramount Plus utility for like a couple months or whatever. And I was like, okay, you know, that's cool. I think that's really fun. Good way of getting utility. But I told people right there, like, listen, one of the main reasons that people are thinking that this is going to be a good project wants nothing to do with this project. And then several months later at New York Comic Con, when Recur was at New York Comic Con, no, I'm sorry. Nickelodeon was at New York Comic Con, and absolutely none of those freaking people knew anything about the NFTs. They knew nothing about Recur. And then literally, when I remember doing this video, like it was like that summer of 2022, when they didn't have, they completely ruined the characters. And I don't mean ruin like they drew them weird. I mean that Tommy didn't have his, screwdriver. Harold had like a salad. Rhonda had Harold's little dinosaur that he holds when he's scared. Phoebe Heyerdahl was called Phoebe Heyerda. Like they completely raped my childhood. And I don't use that word lightly, but they ruined absolutely everything on that. It wasn't Ms. Rhonda Wellington Lloyd as she's supposed to be after she graduated from that prep school with Big Patty. It was just Rhonda Wellington Lloyd. Just all of the things that all of the people would have loved for lore. Again, misspelling Phoebe Heyerdahl's name to Phoebe Heyerda. Get the fudge out of here. So that, I mean, if nobody had listened to me after VCon saying I wouldn't put my money, that should have been your one clue. Like, okay, clearly they don't care about this IP. They don't care about what they're doing. It's just like a money grab. And then when the people at New York Comic Con didn't know anything about Recur, that they were launching these NFTs on this platform, I was like, okay, they're not doing their job. Like they're straight up not doing their job educating the people about this and promoting it. So they didn't. And I don't know who made fun of Veve. It was them or Quid. But again, Quid's not paying their people. Yeah, Paul Barron that said that literally rated Veve as like a D, and Quid is like an A, and Recur is like an A, and it's like, okay, well, Animoca Brands was in Quid, and maybe I guess also in Paul Barron, so that's why they were doing that because he was paid for. I guess he could be bought, but you also had another reason why Quid is really going down, not because they don't pay their people, but once it came out that they weren't paying their people, they were paying their licensors. If I'm Animoca Brands, I don't care if I spend 50 million on someone. I'm not going to throw good money over bad money and give them X amount of millions and more dollars. It's like, okay, let's say I go and have in high risk lending, perfect example. You don't want to give money to a trucking company that has less than 3 trucks. Let's say you give money to a trucking company that has 1 truck. What happens if you give them $10,000? They do whatever, they advertise, they have a marketing campaign, um, and then suddenly what they do is their truck breaks down. Now they have no source of revenue coming in. Like, oh, I need another, $4,000 to get my truck fixed. You give them the $4,000, something else breaks, something they can't pay their bills. Like, that's stupid. That's why some people in the high risk lending business don't make it, because like, oh, well, I can just give him a little more money. He'll start making money. Now I have another loan, and they get greedy, and they're not looking at the numbers. They're not looking at why they don't have 2 trucks in the first place, because there's not a lot of lines there. There's not a lot of work for them. So when you go and you have Animoca that's looking at it as a high risk lending thing, hey, I already gave you tens of millions of dollars, and you're clearly not paying your people. You're not making any money. Why am I going to give you more money just for you to freaking spend it all, and have nothing to show for it? So Quid's done, Recur's done. Illuvium just had their co-founder step down. Cryptoys just had their one of their community managers go and step down. I think she lied about why she said she did. But again, if we're talking about Veve and people are making fun of it, Veve is number 1 in the space. I've said it since 2021 that they've won the decade. That continues to be true, and no one's going to catch them. No one is going to catch Veve for at least this decade. I would say like 10 years. I don't think anyone will catch Veve for 10 years, and that's probably putting it conservatively, because people that are going to go and try to compete with Veve, if they couldn't compete with Veve in 2021, what makes them think that they can compete with Veve in 2024 or 2027? Like they just can't. They're not going to be able to. Anyway, so the only reason rates dropping 5% back to what everyone expects is massive liquidity event. No, it's just a rate cut. Just listen to Bill Ackman. Ackman. Again, it's just a rate cut. It's not from like a massive liquidity event. It's just because Biden wants to go. Like, what happens when you cut rates? I told you, you have $1 trillion that's going to go rip into the market. You have people that's going to start borrowing again because Biden wants to run on the markets. There's not going to be a massive liquidity event to make Biden look bad in an election year. That's just not going to happen unless you have something major like World War III breakout and Biden runs on the fact that you can't, I know this place, I know, it's going to take Trump X amount of months, he'll be behind the 8 ball, he won't be able to do it, because that's what Biden will say. It's just not going to happen. Like it, I mean, maybe there's like a 0.1, there's greater than 0% chance, 0.1% chance. In no area, and I'm not saying that things don't go down. Yeah, because of grayscale, I'm sure Bitcoin's going to go down another, I don't know, what 10% gets it back down to in the 30s, maybe 20%, but it's not going back down. Like there's some stupid people like, yeah, Bitcoin's going down to 9K, going back down to 14K. Guys, that's ridiculous. It's stupid. Becavell got his check for 1K. Yeah, I'm sure he did. Well, I mean, what was it? Quid tried to get me to make a video for them, and so I was thinking about it. I was like, all right, listen, guys, you want me to make a video? I'll give an honest video of what I like, what I dislike, what could happen with the company, how it could blow up. Give all these scenarios, but it's going to be honest, and it's going to cost you $1,000. And they're like, well, we'll give you $1,000 in Quid token. I was like, are you guys fucking kidding me? You guys are gonna give me $1,000 in Quid token, knowing that I do not believe in your company, knowing that I'm just gonna immediately dump on all of your people on the market. And when there's only $4,000 in volume, you know what it's gonna do to your token price? That is retarded. So I immediately lost respect for that company right at that point. And that was before they started going and talking crap about Veve. That was before Marvel left them. And yeah, I'm sure Cavell and Kay and a bunch of other people got their checks for $600, $1,000 to make videos for them. I'm not doing that. I am in no way ever going to support anyone that I don't believe is going to be a good product or they don't have their values there. Like, why did I pump, now DCAT and Bojack? Because I know what's happening behind the scenes. Why did I pump 4chan? Because I know what's behind the scenes. Veve, I know. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I am able to interpret that data in an appropriate way. I know David and Dan as people, and I know that where this company's going. Free agent lifestyles. Veve is the best NFT company in terms of cash flow for sure. Yeah, easily 100%. I don't need some more root beer. Veve is the GOAT. I can't wait till everything is rendered with Unreal Engine 5. When that happens, it's all going to be good. Hang on, I got a message here. Yep. Incredibly. Oh, dude. Can't wait. Oh my God, no way. Relevant platform. Yes, agreed. $3 spent. Okay. Yeah. So again, with other products, like let's say Cryptoys, I like that they have Darth Maul. I like that they have Princess Leia. But you have to understand, if you go and you try to buy a blind box on Cryptoys, you might not get a Leia. You might not get a Darth Maul. You might not get a Yoda. These are first appearances. You might have to spend multiple dollars multiple times to go and get that because they have no secondary marketplace. So you can't just go on the secondary market and buy it. And when they do, because so many people have so many doubles of everything, the price is going to be floored very, very quickly. And when you have that, you have the option. Okay, I could spend $15 on a first appearance Yoda on the blockchain on a platform that doesn't give me MCP points, on a platform that is not second or even third in the space, or I could spend that money on Veve, where Veve is number one in the space. They have a lot more people, they have a lot more money coming in, a lot more revenue, and you get MCP points for it. People are going to think and they're going to choose, okay, I can spend it on this where I don't get anything for it. I can't even sell it in secondary, or I can go on and spend it on Veve. I know exactly what I'm getting. You could buy a first appearance, beast for less than that, and it's just, oh God, stupid undervalue. People are going to go where they get more bang for their buck, and they know that the company's strong and will survive. So yeah. When do we have another conspiracy podcast? Ooh, I'll ask Pro the Doge about it. I'll ask the Dogecoin millionaire when I don't know when we do it. It's going to be in the next couple days though. I don't know when, but it will be there. The last message I got from him, I said, "Hey, can we set a date for you to come on the podcast?" He said, "Yeah, let's do it." I said, "Are you free Sunday at 6 p.m.?" He says, "I might be on a flight. Let me check." I said, "As long as we do it before the mega space, we should be good." He says, "Okay, bet." That mega space will probably be on Tuesday or wherever. Not 100% sure where yet. I'll keep you guys posted. There could be only one. But dude, just imagine all the incentives to sell NFTs on other platforms to buy Omi and Veve. A lot of people, they do look at this as an investment. Now, a lot of people, they just go and they look at Veve and like, hey, I like this. I just want to collect it. I think it's cool. I do not have a lot of room in my room. I don't have room for a thousand. Like, let's say these were Funko Pops. I don't have room for 1,000 Funko Pops and 500 comics, but I have room for that on my phone. But a lot of people don't think like that. A lot of people really view this as an investment. Where's the better investment going to be? A place like Cryptoys where there's no secondary market. There's no secondary market, and they don't make a lot of money. Don't have a ton of licenses. There's not. How many people make Cryptoys videos? How many people with a decent following that people actually watch are making Cryptoys videos? Veve is going to suck the liquidity out of the rest of the NFT market that are out there, and it's all going to go to Veve and Omi. They're literally eating everybody else's lunch, and it's not going to stop. It's not going to slow down. I wish there were other companies. I wish Veve wasn't the only one. I wish there were other companies getting into the space that was making a name for the space, because right now it's just Veve. I don't know anyone that was super excited to go on Wax to get the first appearance. Harry Potter on the blockchain should have been a big deal. But when they had 31,000 collectibles that could have been sold, and they wound up having to burn over 25,000 of them because less than 1,000 people went for it, is freaking lunacy. That is ludicrous, and proof that a bunch of these companies do not know what the fudge they are doing. And it would behoove them to go and be under the tutelage of David and Dan to show them the way. That's what they're doing. Disney was smart by going with Veve. Marvel, Star Wars, DC, Universal, they're all smart for going with Veve. This is why I also think that Veve can get DC Comics. How much are they really getting on the Palm Network? How much are they really selling? This is why I think Veve gets Pokemon and Nintendo, because there is no better option out there. The second best option, your NFTs have a very good chance of failing. Not on Veve. It would behoove everyone in Game Freak, the Pokemon Company, and Nintendo put all their IP behind Veve. But again, this is just my opinion. Conspiracy podcast. I'll try to see if I can get Pro to do it, to talk about it. Steve Town says, peace out, Papa Chavez. Appreciate you and a straight talk, mate. Cheers, mate. I have another beer that I would like to drink, but maybe I don't want to overdo it. I don't know. It depends. I've already been out live for an hour 42. We shall see. Z says, what told me Veve was there was the one for sure was the United States Postal Service. They got that government stuff going on. Z Supreme says, One Piece TCG is on a bull run at the moment. Yo, get that bread. Get that bread, One Piece. Kimberly Lingo says, hello, man. Thank you for the super chat, Kimberly Lingo. Someone says, some comics are moving up. Yeah, you do got a couple comics that be moving up on. Moving on to the east side. Sorry. And I feel like it's going to get even easier to onboard people, such as onboard people for crypto and fiat. But again, that's just me. You just take that 129, buy some Squid Grow and Omi, and maybe a hot cocoa too. Wait, what 129? What are we talking about? Oh, we love hot cocoa. It says Wax made fun of. Oh, Wax is so pathetic. Vincent A says, if the announcement comes out today and it states and promises anything, what's so different from past announcements? We've been promised so much and nothing happens. Just feels like an additional carrot stick. I get it. People have a right to feel that way. But I know Foster. Foster would not have taken the Akomi community manager job if he would not have taken that job if he was going to be a punching bag for a year, or if nothing was going to happen in a year. And just based on my own timelines, and just based on just the data that I'm collecting and what's being spit out, that's why I said Q2. Getting ready for it in Q1, lots of announcements, a lot of stuff coming. Foster would not have taken this job if nothing was going to come of it. So that's why I'm sure. Eddie Omea saying, Europe at war with Russia for the first time since what? You mean like Ukraine? A holy war is breaking out in the Middle East. Okay, listen. I will say that Israel and Palestine have been going at each other forever, and this wasn't happening. It is relatively no different now. The Middle East is relatively no different now than it was under Obama. We had a nice peace period when Trump was in office, which we'll likely get again when he gets reelected. But this is really no different than it was under Obama. This is a lot of what Biden's policies are exactly what Obama's policies were. So there's really no difference with that. And again, Russia's not necessarily at war with Europe. They invaded Ukraine because the U.S. gave them $40 billion, and other countries that were giving aid. Russia has stalled there. They have not invaded any other part of Europe. They haven't invaded any of the Baltic states. They're not going marching anywhere near. If they try, they can. Their military is in shambles. Morale's way down. I am nowhere near worried about Russia invading really any other country. And if they do, I'm not worried about the other countries. I am worried about people dying, but that's just not. It's not happening. It's just not. Russia has nukes, and Putin's a little crazy, but he's not that crazy. He's going to go and he's going to get Lugansk, Donetsk, and Crimea. Officially, the whole world will recognize that. And that's it. That's going to be the end. It should have been the end 2 years ago, but you know what? We're going to have to wait for it another few months. It says many things are happening, and more than ever, a lot of good things. Bro Comey says, I remember Veve saying using MCP points do not guarantee a waitlist spot. They don't. It gives you a better chance at being selected. If not selected, you get 10% of the in points back. Now they say all of the points are going to be given back to you, which is fine. You know, that's fine. Whatever gives people the opportunity to go and spend more. Metascore says, I don't even believe they had the official Hello Kitty license. Who, Veve or Recur? Because Veve did have it until they didn't, and they went to Recur, and then Recur had it, and Recur did some drops with Hello Kitty. And then when I asked David about keeping licensors happy and how do we get them continuously excited about Web3 when the first venture into Web3 had failed on Recur, they said, don't worry about it. We got those licenses. Like, oh, shoot. So most likely we have Hello Kitty now. He says, can someone list the spider number 361 for its appearance, Carnage Comics, so it brings it to top of search so I can scroll down. Find out my app crashing, my phone sucks. I don't know if I have a Spider-Man number 361. If I have it, I'll do it. Where's the comics? Spider-Man number 361. Yeah. I have a lot of comics, but I do not have Spider-Man number 361. First appearance Carnage. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll still look for you. No, I do not. Sorry, fam. Anyway, it says .com bubbles was an election year. GFC was an election year. Obama's first year. .com, yeah, well, I guess that was 2000. She was an election year. Okay, that was 08. Yes. Sleeping Cops says, let's go. Let's get that bread sleeping. I love this game. Callum Soker says, hey, Randy, I have 17 million OMI. Do I have enough to be a millionaire? Not financial advice. Just curious what your opinion is. Well, let's do the math. At $1, which I really don't expect for several years, you have $17 million. Okay, well, at 10 cents, 10% of that, you'd have $1.7 million. So I think we can get there, but let's say we don't. Let's say we only get, half that. You would have $850,000. So at 5 cents, you'd have $850,000. You would need, let's say, like 7 or 8 cents, which I think is very, very possible. But be advised, things could not happen the way that we think, and maybe we cap out at 3 or 4 cents. And don't go and say like, oh, I'm going to wait till I'm a millionaire to cash out. Taking profits is never a bad idea. Now I'm not going to take profit at 0.004, but I'll take profit, when it's in the low cents, like 2 cents, 3 cents, whatever. Yeah. So I mean, could you be a millionaire if you don't sell until the top? Yeah, absolutely. But there's a chance that we don't get there. There's let's say, I don't know, like a 5 to 10% chance that we only get to like 3 or 4 cents. But again, just my opinion. He says Pro the Doge is huge on Squid Grow. He hangs with all the Squid Grow guys, and Wendy O is their homegirl too. All right, let's there we go. Let's get that bread. All right, moving on. Michael James says, love your work, sir. Watch you for years now. Enjoyed the conspiracy show as well. The king of Veve. King of the Veve. I would like to think I'm also king of the Veve. Alex is speaking. Let's go and see what Alex is doing here. And then I'll see if he says anything noteworthy. We'll see here.
Some other, actually, bronze tickets can be used for crafting. But if you do bronze ticket to MCP, the MCP points can then be used for whatever MCP points are going to be used for. Mm-hmm. Again, that's right now priority bidding. So it doesn't. There's no weight to MCP points, right? And a point is a point, and it can be used whatever point is used for. I think that.
Yeah, my bad, Alex. I wrote, but yeah, that's pretty much answers the question.
Okay.
Another question I have. You use your MCP points for
okay, so it's just all the stuff that I went over. Anyway, it says 20,000 UK troops deployed across Europe, getting hot and heavy. Just watched Macron's speech at the WEF, pretty nuts. You know, they can do that if they want. I guess they would do that just so they say like they have a seat at the table, have a hand in going and saying, oh, guess what? We're gonna also be a part of the negotiations, whatever. That's fine. But again, Russia is not invading other countries outside of Ukraine. It's other countries that would be sending troops there, which is, you know, whatever. That's fine. Bill Gar says, Randy's still going. I'm still going strong. Gothic vibes going on, fam. Saying, evening, Randy. Dashing fam. Good evening, sir. I hope you're doing well. I do have some other news to go over that I haven't gone over yet, but I have been going for quite a bit. All the space, incentives, yep. Behavior. Oh, very nice. There'll be a new Highlander movie coming out soon. Great concepts. Okay. Panda Waddle says, hey, wasn't it supposed to be OMI to accessory, not MCP to accessory? So it is still OMI to accessory. There's just a couple of extra steps. So, you know, I'll say it again because I haven't said it in like an hour. But you, in Zoe 101, you had Logan, which was in charge of Chase's campaign for student body president against Zoe. And he gave everyone Chase bucks. And then Zoe's like, you can't give people money. That's illegal. And Logan says, we're not giving people money. We're giving people Chase bucks, which are not legal tender, but are redeemable at any school store. So it's a way around that law. Same way in Young Sheldon, where the cops shut down Connie for an illegal gambling room because they were gambling for money. But what did they do? They had gone on and said, okay, well, we're not going to gamble for money. People are going to gamble for tickets. They're going to use their tickets to redeem a stuffed bear. And then the company is just going to use their money to buy that stuffed bear back from them. So they are still gambling for money. There's just a couple of new steps in between. This is still OMI to accessory, but now you have to use your OMI for bronze tickets, use your bronze tickets to redeem the MCP points, and then use your MCP points for the accessories. So it is still OMI to accessory. There's just a couple more steps in between, which is fine. Christopher Merton says, yo, yo, yo. What up, Chris? How's it going, fam? Oh, that is one. When Dr. Prophet, again, I want to hear what he thinks about the halving. I'll get him on at some point. I mean, I could just ask him. But just, hey, what do you think about the halving? You know, I'll sit there for like a 3-hour lecture, you know. God, it's amazing. Great concept. Okay, moving on. New Highlander movie would be interesting. Yeah, I think Henry Cavill is going to be in it, which is going to be dope AF. I would love it. A lot of people. So I just posted what Alvin said before, or Alan saying, just to hype you all, a guy near Alan was wearing a hoodie with Vegeta and asked David if we were going to have any chance of getting that. And after hesitating for a few seconds, he smiled and said, yes, we do have a chance of getting that. So I posted that in a group chat, and somebody had said, this is where all my MCP points are going. Can't wait. Panawal says, I get that, but MCP can also be gained from NFTs, though, so no longer solely and directly coming from OMI. That is true, but people, like gems, when they have them, they spend them. So when you go and you take a bunch of this OMI, a bunch of these MCP points that people are saving for drops, they're going to save them for the drops, and maybe a little bit will be used for that type of stuff, but But really what's going to happen is people are going to spend a lot of OMI on bronze tickets, and they're going to use that for MCP points. And some of it will go to the drops, and some of it will go to accessories. But at the end of the day, people are going to spend a lot of money on OMI for bronze tickets. Captain Kurt says, "Hey Randy, Captain Kurt, wasn't he in the 99 Luft balloons? 99 Luft balloons. Well, I think she says Captain Kirk. Where is it? Maybe she doesn't. Comes. Come on. Horizon. I could have sworn Captain Kirk was in here. But maybe it's not. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. All right, yep, I'm totally tripping. I am not remembering this as well as I should have. Disregard. Jay Gams of Squid Grow. Squid Grow. Wow, there's a bunch of people here for Squid Grow. Oh, it would just be cool to have some utility for just OMI. Like if it turns, well, I mean, you can't use your MCP points for bronze tickets. You can use OMI for bronze tickets. But like if it turns out sliding comics could be done with only OMI, then that would create more buying pressure. Well, there's not going to be crypto pay-in, which I think is relatively good for OMI. This is going to cause a lot of people to buy OMI for crypto and then use OMI. Squid Grow, baby. What's up, Real Stavros? Z says, Squid. What, dude? This Squid Grow. All right, hold on. Let me do some research on the Squid Grow. Let's see what we got here. 99. Yo, Squid Grow's up like 25% on the day. Yo, Squid Grow's pumping it, bro. I don't even know what Squid Grow is, but Squid Grow's on fire. This girl is on fire. All right. Let's see over the last 3 months. Let's see how it's done. Ooh, Squid Grow down over the last 3 months. It's up today, though. Yeah, Squid Grow's really down. I don't even know what this does. It's cool, though. It's cool. I think it's dope. Panda Waddle says, or an airdrop if they could reserve number 40 to 50. Was purchased with OMI, then you're going to have a crazy buy. Oh, God, that would be insane. But then that kind of takes away from the fairness. Now, I get it. I would love that because, one, I could afford that. And two, there's going to be a lot of people going for that. It's going to burn a lot of OMI. But I know some of the people will be like, oh, I'll never be able to afford that then because it's not random anymore. It only goes to rich people. And maybe that's why they're not doing that. And check out Squid Grow. I am. Squid Grow's pumping today, 25%. Silly meme token ran by legendary Shitobi Shiba Inu whale that turned 8K into 5.7 billion. God damn. So that's a lot. And again, Squid Grow, I don't know where y'all are coming from, but yeah, it's up 25% on the day. Let's see what the volume's at. So it's up 25%, and it's only got 806,000 volume. It's only a $5.8 million market cap, which is really interesting. So this could really pump. Like if you put a couple $1 million into this could go to like 20 million, 30 million. This could go really good really quickly. But again, you know, this could 10x really quickly because this was at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, and now it's at 8, 6. So this could double. This has gone down by 50% the last 3 months, but this is actually, if you go to last year, like yeah, this could go really high. If you get enough people, again, meme coins go pretty crazy. You guys seem to have a really good community because y'all are here. Call me Skywalker, this is freaking go. I don't. Wow, there's a lot of people here. Let me send this to my guys. Let me go and be like, hey guys, there's nothing but Squid Grow. Let me see what some of these whales say. Let's post this to the big group chat over here. Oh my God, I can't. All right, here we go. What is Squid Grow? My channel is being rated by Squid Grow people They're very passionate. I'll see what they say. I'll do my job as influencer, and I'll ask my people. Keep your eyes on this project. Squid Grow in the house. Am I big enough that people are just starting to just? Whoosh. Aren't the slabs dropping soon? Yes, we have actually 55 minutes until they announce on Comics and Crypto's channel that they are announcing those slabs. I might go live again afterwards, after I take a bathroom break, because I have been here for quite some time. 99 we are pumping, bro. Don't miss this rocket about to take off. It very well could be something that could take off, and I don't know. I don't know what else to think about it. But give me something about the utility. Give me some other stuff. Crypto Colin says to the moon. Jake Adam says X Page Bro Squid Grow's new partnership. X Page Bro. Someone send me a link. Someone find me on Twitter. Link down below at Real Randy Chavez. Actually, let me go and post this on X. Well, let me find what Squid Grow is on X, and then see what people are talking about. Well, it's Canada's grumpiest cannabis reviewer. Okay, that's not it. Building up massive elements of their ecosystem. Who's this meta-narrative? Nobody knows. He's like 24 people. There's only 30. Okay, so this is interesting. They have like a $5 million. There's only 32,000 followers. Oh, Slum Doge Millionaire. Oh, how is Mario Nawful following them? And Matt Wallace? Okay, so Pro the Doge, Mario Nawful, Matt Wallace, Joshua Roomsberg, Zach Boychuk, and Darcy Donovan. So these are all people that follow me are also following Squid Grow. That's really, really interesting. Let me shoot. Let me shoot them a message. Be like, tell Squid Grow to check their DMs. Hey fam. Hey friend. Your community be raiding my live stream. Want to come on the podcast? And then I'll see if we can. And then so let them know that they got a message from the real Randy Chavez. Panda Waddle says, either way, some progressive utility for the token is welcome. Agreed. To go Bitcoin billionaire and Shiba Inu whale back in this. I'd like to see the product. Squid Grow. Squid Grow. Partnership with Ryoshi. Oh, Squid Grow will grow. Wow, this is wild. Squid Grow is the next sheep. I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see. I will look into it. You have my word. Homie Skywalker, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. That'd be great. Love you. Yeah, Squid Grow, baby. Wow, this is. I like all of you guys. Did all of my audience switch to Squid Grow? 7 utilities, 9 Certic audits. Squid Grow going for the king. Vincenzo, Squid Grow 10x is nothing for this project. Well, a 10x would be a $50 million market cap, which is not bad. But you know, it's still that's hard. Michael James says should look at Mogcoin meme that will do well, has a big following. I feel like I've heard of that before. Fudge is Mog. All right, let's take a look at Mog. I see people talking about Mog, but I don't see. All right, Mogcoin ETH. They have like 8,500 followers. I don't really. I feel like I've heard of it before, but not something that would make me go crazy on. And so the Squid Grow is the best investment, believe. Well, listen, I have to look at Squid Grow. It could very well be something that is that could do a 10x. Be advised, guys. Squid Grow could have, and I know it has stuff that they're developing, but Squid Grow could have really nothing that it's doing, and it could still pump just because clearly the community is nothing but passionate, and they're rating the stream that I don't even know if they know who I am. But it's causing me to talk about them, getting in front of more eyes, so they're doing their job, and it could pump even if the company wasn't doing anything. But it sounds like they have cool partnerships. It sounds like they're working on utility. How much of that utility is for the short term and the long term? What is it? Is going to be demand for it? I don't know. You know, right now, just based on the community and the passion, it's like, okay, definitely open to looking into it, and maybe I'll spend a couple grand on it. I don't know, but the best investment though, I like again. I might even buy some Squid Grow. I might buy some of you guys, but best investment is likely Omi. 100x is no problem. Might even do much more than that. Real Star was, oh, so the all-time high was 10x from here. You know, 52 million. I'm gonna go over that. It very well could. But they said, well, like, what are the utilities though? Are the utilities like you can buy this Squid Grow hat? Okay, I get it. You know, not really crazy, but you know, it's something. Or is it like, hey, we have these perfect, you know, NFT platform. We're partnered with this IP. You know, let me know what it is. NFT marketplace. But what? All right. So listen, just because somebody has an NFT marketplace doesn't mean that it's going to be good. GameStop had an NFT marketplace. eBay had an NFT marketplace. And guess what? They're not there anymore. And those are some really big IPs. So I love that that's only one of the utilities, and that is a really cool utility for certain things. But that is not the end all be all. And again, I think that's great. That's a really great, you know, one of the steps that you need to take. Check out Shibatoshi, The Legend of Legends. Meow, meow, meow. Still holding Veve and Omi. Oh, Veve, look, dude, Veve and Omi is probably one of the safest things to go in. Not financial advice, but it's definitely one of the things that there's a reason that I have like more than 95% of my net worth into the Omi ecosystem because of how well it's a leader in the space. I'm here for Omi and Veve. Oh, thank you, Scary. I'm definitely here for that as well. I'll go melt faces in 2024, 2025. It very may well. You know, it might. It could go from 32,000 followers to 100,000 followers really quickly. Depends. Yes, Omi is at 0006, and it will likely be here for, you know, around this point for the next, I would say, 2 months, maybe a month and a half, and then it'll start to move. Definitely Q2. Jake Adams says Squid Grow is going to smash it, bruh. Trust me, billionaire owner, partnerships, all utilities. Yeah, I get it. It's doing very well. I have to go to the bathroom so badly. I get it's doing very well. You know, having a billionaire, you know, finance is great. They have pretty much unlimited money, but are they doing it for the gains, or are they doing it because it's a passion project and it's their baby? Are they doing it out of boredom? Are they doing it until something better comes along? Again, you guys seem great, and I really want to get further into this, but I need to go and interview them. I need to go and watch other interviews. I need to go and see like the road. By all means, I got deep pockets. I can go super hard on it, and I have a bunch of whale friends that I can put in like that could make it go super hard as well. But you know, we'll see. We'll see. Shibatoshi is the owner of Squid Grow. Check him out. Meow, meow, meow. Blowmongus says percentage of revenue for Squid Grow utilities will go back into the liquidity. So like they're doing buybacks. Buybacks could be great to pump it short term, but if it actually does become, you know, like a $1 billion project, the SEC will go and, you know, heck you for being a security. So you do have to be careful about that. Again, short term, it could pump and make 100x, but long term, that would get the SEC on your back. On perpetual decks, or 25% of the profits go to Squid Grow chart. Let me know if it's buybacks or if it's something different, because we might be talking about two different things. Centralized perp exchange, just another utility. Meow, meow, meow. Mike Miller, Marvel, Game of Thrones artist, Nox leader, obviously cross chain aggregator, mystery utility. Ooh, mystery utility. Has a huge sell order. Okay, so someone just taking some profits. That's cool. Is a pump and dump? It could be. It could be a pump and dump. You know, I don't really know it, but again, the community is doing their job and they're going out there. So, and again, 32,000 is, you know, it's not crazy big. It's not hundreds of thousands, but it's still. Well, let's see let's see the. Where was I? Meta. Okay, so Meta now is the admin at Squid Grow. But how much engagement do they get? Let's see here. Okay, they're pinned. Okay, so this is something that I don't like. Their pinned tweet from January 19th, so it's about a week ago, only got about 4,700 views. So that is something I actually don't like. And even the original tweet from Dirty Sesh, you know, only got 18,000 views. So that's really not a lot of engagement. I have a little bit more than half of their subscribers, and I often get a lot more engagement than that, and that's just their pinned tweet. All right, some other stuff is okay, so who better to hear it from than the wonderful and magnificent Crypto Wendy O on her amazing show, and the Ryoshi L Squid Global Partnership. So Crypto Wendy O has 360,000 followers over on the X, which is great. So that's definitely someone good to part with. But again, it only has like 4,600 views. Yeah, the fact that's the one thing I am kind of concerned about is it doesn't get a lot of traction here. One of their partners with Ryoshi, 12,000 views. But just the lack of engagement that I see, because even though it's like it's got stuff, it's usually not a ton of not a ton of interaction and comments and shares. This one had decent. Well, Dirty Sesh, he's talking with Pro the Doge from like 22 hours ago. But again, we got to look into it. NFT Marketplace, Perpetual Exchange, NFT Market, Private Aggregator, Debit Card, Bridge, very nice, very nice. We have VC chats. Oh yes. Bojack, DCAT, and 4chan also has VC chats as well. Real estate lovers says he built this project as a safe space for his friends, family to invest in. So I would have to go and do an interview before I go and get me and my whales in. But I do like how passionate you guys are. I do like that you guys are super pumped. You got stuff down. Squid grows tentacle. I love squid. Is it sacrilegious to go and order calamari? Because I love calamari. Hi, Randy. Will ever be possible by only talking the gems? Yes. That is one of the things that they were talking about. So one of the things that they were talking about yesterday, if you go and you take a look at the Acomi Medium article, where they say improving accessibility of the token is a priority, and they say that the goal is to have quick and easy ways, as in plural, for users to acquire and utilize that OMI token. So when they say ways, I mean multiple. One would be exchanges, and the other would likely be buying OMI on the web app. That's most likely what's going to happen. I don't know when. You could have asked me 2 weeks ago. I would have told you probably Q3, Q4. But now I think we might get that in Q2, which is really great. Yeah, Wendy and Slum. Yeah, they're great. So I'm going to have Slum Doge actually on the podcast in the next couple of days. I'll ask him about Squid Grows. So I'll show him. I'll shoot him a message right now. And I'll be Pro the Doge like. I'll send him like your guys' chats. I'll send him the pictures, and saying we'll also ask about Squid Grows. They have a passionate community. Okay. Chris Martin says Crypto Wendy is also Ben Armstrong's little buddy, and he is the king of rug. Oh, okay, all right. I did not know that. Okay, I don't know anything about Wendy O. But again, that's why we do research. That's why we go and we do we have this going on. But I do have to go. We do have to have Pro the Doge actually just messaged back. And he says, yeah, definitely, bro. So when I get Pro the Doge on, we'll obviously talk about a bunch of different things. But Squid Grow is definitely one of the things. We'll talk about Veve and Omi. We'll talk about a lot of his life, his new documentary that just came out, Not Financial Advice. We'll talk about Bojack, Grumpy Cat, and all that, or Duck Cat now. And then we'll talk about Squid Grow as well. We'll talk about all of these things. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say goodbye to Dashi. Goodbye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. I might go on later. Well, this is my podcast. It's just here on YouTube. But search me up on Twitter or X at Real Randy Chavez. I think the link's down below. All right, I gotta go. All right, bye. I have to go. So I have to pee so badly. Bounce Randy.